we have a plethora of programs. We have our stroke rehab, a geriatric rehab, acquired brain injury. So patients on those floors, the goals are set for them to ultimately get back to their current living situation. Hopefully home is the best goal that we have for them. Whereas on the long-term care units, they're here for the rest of their journey in life. This is their new home. So we have that, and then we have our Alzheimer's dementia units as well. We have what's termed a global program and then a unit program. Global programs are designed for our entire patient population, so everybody's invited from our what we call the program side or the long-term care units. Everybody's invited to those programs. Often they're of a musical base, not always, often. So at Riverview, our global events, like I said, we're often musically focused. We have many events through the start of the year, all the way through in the winter with like a Robbie Burns event in January, through Valentine's Day. We would have Mother's Day, I think where we had Sweet Alibi last year, so that went really well. In June, we sort of have a focus towards our Cycle on Life event, so we're really sort of promoting that with the patients. Then we move on through our Indigenous program that we have in June for our celebration, and we've had many great acts that have come through the door for that, that I'm quite proud of, that we've had Tanya Tagak come through, we've had Jenna Wirch and Michael Champagne from the Meet Me at the Bell Tower initiative, do great work in the North End, so having them come from the community, come to Riverview, share with the patients, some of the activities, some of the programs, things that are going on in the community is really beneficial. They really enjoy it. We move on through our petting zoo, which is always a big hit, and we move on through the fall, and of course we're getting close to Remembrance Day, so that's always something that's near and dear to everybody's heart, especially working with an older population. And then of course Christmas time, so Christmas and Hanukkah's always, lots of choirs coming through, lots of spiritual events. Really an important time to bring everybody together. So I think it really, we use that term global events, but it's really, we bring everyone together, throughout the year.
Baby face, my poor heart is thumping, you sure have started something, baby face. I'm up in heaven when I'm in your fond embrace. I didn't need a show, 'cause I just fell in love with your pretty baby face. Trombone time.
The Riverview Health Center Foundation goes above and beyond. I have worked with children, I've worked with at-risk youth, I've worked in dementia programming, and coming to Riverview Health Center, I have to say that I am so impressed at the generosity of the foundation to help support these programs. I don't know how many times I've gone to speak to Sheldon or speak to the foundation office and say, we've got an idea, we've got a program, and these ideas are never turned away. Whereas I've had that struggle with, trying to access finances through government grants and in previous works, and it can be a struggle. I do have to say, through things like Cycle on Life, the Gala fundraiser, the Bocce Ball, I know those events really sort of help us have the ability to sort of give those programs to the patients here, and just I don't have to I don't have to worry. I can just whatever comes to mind. I know that there's a possibility with our foundation, which is a blessing for sure. So my job as a recreation facilitator is to maximize my patients' potential, maximize it in giving them the best chance for success in whatever domain that they're really striving for. For me, one of the greatest joys is having a patient come to a program, being isolated in the community or not coming out to certain programs, and then you finally get them out to a program. They might watch first. I'm just gonna come and watch, they'll say. And then they'll come and then they'll say a couple words to their neighbor, and then they'll say a couple words to their other neighbor. And the next thing you know, 20, 30 minutes in there, the talk of the group, they're having a great time. They'll tell me at the end, they say, you know what, Chris, I didn't want to come, but I'm glad I did. And I don't know how many times I've heard that, and yet every time that I hear it, it still makes me smile because it's beautiful, like that's nice. Sorry. Sometimes if you go, somebody's not well in the hospital, somebody's not well in long-term care, and sometimes you don't have those words can be difficult. Well, what am I going to say? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to talk about. Nothing's really happened in my life that's exciting. I don't know what to share. But sometimes those events, sometimes you don't, that's what you can share together. You can come and sit with your mom, you can come sit with your grandfather, you can sit with your dad, aunt, uncle, whoever. You can come sit, you can enjoy the concert, and you can, share that moment together. I would like to say that I am, from the bottom of my heart, to anyone that donates to the foundation, like this, a sincere thank you.